Let's step up our game a bit and use those things we quit and laugh and smile and say we're lucky to be alive. It's time to start to do those things, the goals you set, the ones you call your dreams. But how hard do you try? You're lucky to be alive. So you're bringing it, the start of the year. You know you got nothing but cheer. Your family and your friends, they are so proud of you. It's time to start to do those things, the goals you set, the ones you call your dreams. But how hard do you try? You're lucky to be alive. You're born who you are. You change what you have to. You're born who you are. You can change if you have to. You're born who you are. You must change 'cause you want to. It's time to focus on your dreams. Put them off so long, they're there but can't be seen. But how hard do you try? You're lucky to be alive. Let's step up our game a bit and use those things we quit and laugh and smile and say we're lucky to be alive. It's time to start to do those things, the goals you set, the ones you call your dreams. But how hard do you try? You're lucky to be alive. So you're bringing it, the start of the year. You know you got nothing but cheer. Your family and your friends, they are so proud of you. It's time to start to do those things, the goals you set, the ones you call your dreams. But how hard do you try? You're lucky to be alive. You're born who you are. You change what you have to. You're born who you are. You can change if you have to. You're born who you are. You must change 'cause you want to. It's time to focus on your dreams. Put them off so long, they're there but can't be seen. But how hard do you try? You're lucky to be alive. Let's step up our game a bit and use those things we quit and laugh and smile and say we're lucky to be alive. It's time to start to do those things.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Robin Matutino, and on behalf of the pastor of our board and our board of trustees, we welcome you to the Andrew Jackson Davis Educational Building and our Sunday service. So at this time, I would like to ask or to remind everybody that it is mandatory to wear a mask during our service, and that those who are speaking may choose not to wear one. We also do not allow personal recordings of this or other services. We now ask that you turn off your cell phones at this time. Thank you. And to begin our service, I would like to invite Gio Lewis to light 3 candles, symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. All right, thank you, Jill. Now, if you would please rise for our invocation. Infinite Intelligence, we thank you for this opportunity to gather this morning for inspiration and upliftment and messages from the higher side of life. We thank you for this opportunity, and we open our hearts and our minds to receive what is given, and so be it. Amen. Please be seated. Thank you. All right. Located in your bulletin are the Declaration of Principles. And I would like that you please join me in reciting these principles together. Number 1, we believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomenon of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. And we affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. And in the same bulletin you will find the healing prayer. And if we could please recite that prayer together. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. And now for those of you who wish to receive spiritual healing, please go to the next available healer. Healers are sanitizing their hands after each healing in case you have concerns. And while the healers work, the rest of us will join in a guided meditation led by myself. So if you could, if you're going to remain in your seats, please find the most comfortable position that you can. Empty your laps Put your feet on the floor. Sit up as straight as you can. And everybody just close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice. Bring your awareness to the point within yourself that's below your name. It's below any titles that you might have of mom or dad or sister or brother. And below the perception of any rule or role that you play. And just be aware of yourself as a being of unlimited spiritual love. Be perceptive of your breathing. And each time you take a slow in-breath, allow the notion or the vision of beautiful white healing light coming into your being on each in-breath. And as you inwardly tell your body to relax and release any tension or stress, on the exhale, allow any of that to just flow out and into the universe. With each in and out breath, continue to imagine this divine healing white light of infinite intelligence filling your lungs and traveling through your bloodstream, and in bathing every molecule of you with infinite love and protection. Imagine anything that is not of the highest and best for your well-being is simply dissolved. Infinite intelligence permeates everything within and without every person. Imagine that a golden bubble of sparkling white rainbow light completely surrounds your physical body. It's above you and below you. It's within and without your mental, your emotional, your physical, etheric, and spiritual bodies. Now when we're in this place of healing receptivity, imagine that we're going to invite in magnificent archangels to encircle us all here in this room. And together we're creating a circle of even more healing frequencies. Imagine that through the principles of entrainment and resonance, these angels are bringing in their particular healing frequency. First, we'll call to Archangel Uriel, which means fire. Uriel stands in the east. And as you would pray, to allow the fire of God in all clarity to be around you and within you. And just accept clarity as a blessing brought by Archangel Uriel. Perhaps, how can I best be of service? Or specific clarity about any particular thing that you would like. And now we're going to shift our focus to the south into Gabriel. Gabriel means the strength of God, and the frequency of Gabriel we invite to overcome our fears, to bring us strength in the face of any hardships we're facing, and to be receptive and allowing of Gabriel's healing and strength. And in the west, we ask Archangel Raphael, meaning the healer of God. Raphael brings a beautiful emerald green frequency. Raphael heals between death and rebirth and all that is between. And finally, we invite in the north Archangel Michael, which his name means how like unto God, and is the energy of wisdom and love, and a beautiful violet blue. With your intention and your reception, allow the love and the service of these angels to come all around this room, fill this room, for every person here, whether they're on this side or on the higher side of life. Allow their healing with your in-breath and your out-breath to touch to every molecule of every level of your being. And now from your heart, with the feeling of gratitude for this healing, thank the angels. And from your heart, invite your spirit loved ones that are in the higher side to come close. Perhaps your spirit teachers, your guides and doctors. Invite them with your heart to join us here as we gather and as we generate together this beautiful healing. And I'm going to be silent for a moment, and I want to ask that you remain silent within your inner heart and just be receptive to the healing energies around. And as we are bathed in this healing energy that surrounds this room, in your heart, imagine this beautiful green energy. It's a healing beam of light that simply by using your intention, you can share it. You can send it out as though a laser beam of love from your heart travels to anyone, anywhere in this world. Any animal, any person, place, or thing, just imagine it and intend it and visualize it. You're raised to a higher perspective and imagine our entire planet surrounded in this beautiful sparkling green healing light that all of our hearts are contributing to. Our planet is a living being and is receiving these blessings in exactly the manner they're needed. Our beings accept and utilize this energy in exactly the right manner. And once again, remember your breathing and just become conscious. Breathing is deeply in, pulling in that beautiful healing light And then releasing that breath as fully and as completely as possible, while releasing and allowing the universe to take from you all the energy that is being healed, to be raised up, recycled in our world. With the sound of my voice, begin to feel your physical presence in your chair. Begin to pull your awareness back to your body, to your weight in the chair and your feet on the floor. And feel as your feet on the floor that you're grounded here and now, in this place, at this time. And wiggle your toes. And when you're ready, just simply open your eyes. Everybody back. All right. We'd like to thank our healers for sharing their gift of healing. The healers' names from left to right are Lori Carter, Darlene McCormick, and also Reverend Claire Von Cott was acting as a healer there for a moment. And if any of you received what you feel is a correction or improvement to your condition, you'll find these cards back on the table in the back. We really, really appreciate any feedback that you have. Those of us that are students rely on the feedback to know how we're progressing, so it's very important that if you feel you have experienced a positive outcome, to please fill that card out and either give it to one of us, or you can even mail it in if you'd like to think about it and mail it in later. Okay? All right. Healers are done. All right, at this time, I'm going to introduce to you our speaker for today. And I just met Janine for the first time this morning, so I am actually going to read something that helps me to introduce you to her this morning. Janine was born in Leicester. Leicester. Okay. Leicester, England. As a child, she attended local Methodist church and Sunday school. She was not pushed into any way of thinking by her parents and would often question stuffy religious views and practices. In 1988, her beloved father passed, and she was in a very dark place mentally over the loss. A dear friend who was a medium sat her down, and her dad came through to tell her to stop thinking dark thoughts and to reassure her that he was still by her side. And this began her quest for a place to feel at home. She moved to Florida in 1992 with her husband John and found a spiritual home in 2009 with the Church of Spiritual Awakening in Kissimmee. She's a certified healer and a regular volunteer for the Ronald McDonald House in Orlando. We are very happy to welcome Janine here today, and please give her your kind attention.
Good morning. I love to see all the smiling faces behind the masks there. Isn't it amazing if you have a photograph taken with a mask on, you still smile? But it comes through the eyes, doesn't it? When I got a message from Claire about coming here, I was honoured, nervous. I love speaking in public, but I'm used to doing it with all the familiar faces at the Church of Spiritual Awakening down in Kissimmee. But since this wonderful world has changed, we've gone to Zoom. So this is the first time I've actually spoken in person since last year. So this is a real honour. And as always, when I'm asked to speak, I always wonder, what the heck am I going to speak about? And I try and let Spirit guide me, because they know best, of course. And as I lay in bed last night, I am not a medium, so I won't be giving any messages today, but as I lay in bed last night, just an image came, and I'm going to share it, and if it means anything to anybody, tell me later, but I have to share it because I'm always told what you get, you have to give out. And this is all I had a feeling of. Christmas Day, 5 years ago, a gentleman passed a spirit, and his name, either first or last name, was James. That's all I got. And then I fell asleep. So I thought I'd just let that out there because I am told to let it go. So there you go. What to talk about today? Well, there's so many different things we can talk about within spiritualism, and in my opinion it is the most amazing way of thinking, and I think if we could live the world with our thoughts, we would live in peace. But I have these, it's called 10 guidelines from God, or infinite intelligence, infinite spirit. We all have our own use of the word. God to me is very religious, and I didn't really particularly like that word too much. So I use infinite intelligence, infinite spirit. But this is actually quite cool, so hopefully this will help today. 10 guidelines from infinite intelligence. Effective immediately, please be aware that these are changes you need to make in your life. These changes need to be completed in order that I may fulfill my promises to you to grant you peace, joy and happiness in this life. I apologize for any inconvenience, but after all that I am doing, this seems very little to ask. Please follow these 10 guidelines. Quit worrying. Yeah, my mum was a worrier, and if she had nothing to worry about, she'd worry about having nothing to worry about. So I grew up trying not to be a worrier. Life has dealt you a blow, and all you do is sit and worry. Have you forgotten that I am here to take all your burdens and carry them for you? Or do you just enjoy fretting over every little thing that comes your way? I think we all do that. We all have pity parties with ourselves or with our spouses or friends, and we know that worrying doesn't do anything. In fact, I think they say 95% of what you worry about never comes to fruition. Think back, things you worried about 10 years from now, did they happen? It's the little bit of the law of attraction coming in there. What you think about a lot, you'll bring into your life. So don't worry. I know it's easy to say, and all of this is very easy to say, but this is coming from infinite intelligence, and he knows we have the power to do this. You will find it necessary to let things go simply for the reason that they are heavy. So let those things go, give them away. Put it on the list. Some things need to get done and taken care of. Put it on the list. Not your list. Put it on my to-do list. Let me be the one to take care of the problem. I can't help until you turn it over to me. And although my to-do list is long, I am, after all, infinite intelligence. I can take care of anything you put in my hands. In fact, if truth was really ever known, I'd take care of a lot of things for you that you never even realize. As I was driving up here today from Kissimmee, I have a saying, a request every morning when I wake up. I ask the angels, infinite intelligence, to put me in the right place at the right time for my highest good and for those around me. And that's basically giving my journey to infinite intelligence. And the drive up today, I lay in bed thinking it's going to be perfect, there's going to be no major traffic. Guess what? It was perfect, there was no major traffic. When I drive with my husband, he always thinks there's going to be idiots in front of him, and guess what? There are always idiots in front of him. So when he drives with me, he looks at me and goes, you just always seem to have such a smooth drive. I'm like, really, John, how long have we been married? How many years have I told you? Don't imagine it, it'll be there. But he still doesn't listen, bless him. 40 years we've been together, so I guess I'm not going to change him now. Trust me. Once you've given your burdens to me, quit trying to take them back. Trust in me, have faith that I will take care of all your needs, your problems and your trials. Problems with the kids, put them on my list. Problems with finances, put it on my list. Problems with your emotional roller coaster, for my sake, put it on my list. I want to help you. All you have to do is ask. The honey-do list there, a little slightly different one. Leave it alone. Oh, this is a good one. Don't wake up in the morning and say, well, I'm feeling much stronger now. I think I can handle it from here. Why do you think you're feeling stronger now? It's simple. You gave me your burdens and I'm taking care of them. I also renew your strength and cover you in my peace. Don't you know that if I gave you back your problems, you'll be right back where you started? Leave them with me and forget about them. Just let me do my job. Another hard one, isn't it? To leave them alone. I request things every day and I'll go, it's me again. Hey, I know, I'm a broken record. It's hard to just give it away and then move on. We like to just, in case they forgot, keep reminding them. Talk to me. I want you to forget a lot of things. Forget what was making you crazy. Forget the worry and the fretting, because you know I'm in control. But there's one thing I pray that you never forget. Please don't forget to talk to me often. I love you. I want to hear your voice. I want you to include me in the things going on in your life. I want to hear you talk about your friends and family. Prayer is simply you having a conversation with me. I want to be your dearest friend. And I talk to my dad all the time. I always communicate with him. I talk as if he's sat next to me in the car, because of course I believe he is. And if anyone sees me, at least nowadays with cell phones, we can get away with talking to ourselves and people don't think you've gone completely nuts, because you can either have an ear thing in, or if you're in the car, you're on speakers, so you can just chat away. And I do, and I verbally, I speak loud. And I do that with Infinite Spirit. And if I see something really beautiful, like an eagle flying, I'll say, hey Dad, that's you, and oh, thank you Infinite Spirit for putting me in this position today to see this. So we do need to communicate. It's often harder for them to communicate with us because we don't listen, we're human, and we think it's our imagination. But they listen and they hear everything we say. So let's talk to them and have conversations with them, and nobody thinks you're going crazy. Share. You were taught to share what you were at 2 years old. When did you forget? That rule still applies. Share with those who are less fortunate than you. Share your joy with those who need encouragement. Share your laughter with those who haven't heard any for such a long time. Share your tears with those who may have forgotten how to cry. Share your faith with those who have none. And that's where a big part of my life comes in the volunteering that I do with the Ronald McDonald Houses. Because of COVID, I haven't been able to be an in-house volunteer now for almost a year. If they'd have told me on May 9th last year that shift that I was leaving was going to be the last one in-house for a while, they would have had to have arrested me to take me home, because I would have stayed there and wouldn't have left. It is something that is part of my soul, to volunteer, to give back. And a great saying, and I believe this was Muhammad Ali that said this: service to others is the rent we pay for our room here on earth. And we are here to serve. We are here to serve each other. We are here to serve Spirit. And it doesn't take a lot. We have people that volunteer at the Ronald McDonald Houses that are very elderly, but they can sit at the desk and be a welcome smile for when the families come in from the hospital after visiting their children. It's an amazing charity. If you don't know anything about it, it's definitely worth looking up. But sharing who we are. So many times, the right place, right time thing for me. I was out in my yard last year with my dog. She just suddenly said she needed to go pee. So I was out with her, and my neighbour was across, literally right there, and I could see she was crying, and I said, Janice, what's wrong? And she was sobbing, and she came running over to me, and she flung her arms around me, and she said, my son committed suicide 2 days ago. And I took her back into my house. Her husband came in. Me and my husband made him a cup of tea, because we're English and that's what the English do, because tea is really healing. And we just sat and we let her speak. And she said, I'm a good person. Why did he do this? And so with what I've learned through spiritualism, I was able to comfort her a little bit. And I cried with her, because I wear my tears. I tell you, I cry at the drop of a hat. A Publix TV commercial, and it's got me in tears. So I'm crying with her, and we're talking, and I'm just letting her get it all out. And after she left, as she was leaving, she said, thank you. I really needed to speak to someone. What put me out there that day, at that exact second that I saw her? And then a year later, and again, I had not thought of this, I'm outside walking my dog. She comes to me and says, today's the year anniversary. Well, this was now with COVID times, so we didn't do the hugs, but we still did the chat. Again, what put me there? I know what put me there. And every time something like that happens in my life, I just say, thank you for putting me where somebody needed me. And not only did I help her, she helped me, because it helped me release. I could cry about my dad today as much as I did the day he passed. So when I cry for someone else, it allows me to release the stress and my feelings. So sharing with others is what we're here for on the earth. It's what we're here to do. And we need to be kind to ourselves, and we need to share our love and our feelings. And when those people leave you, they need to feel better for the little chat they've had with you. And it isn't an ego thing to say that. If you can help someone, let them know that person who's passed has not gone far. And she says she feels her son around a lot. And I've offered her, now I've said, I have some great friends who are mediums, if ever you're ready, just let me know. And she knows, and she talks to me about him every time I see her. And that's beautiful. So share. Number 8, be patient. Now that's my biggest problem. I have very little of that. I managed to fix it. So in just one lifetime, you could have so many diverse experiences. You grow from a child to an adult, have children, change jobs many times, learn many trades, travel to many places, meet thousands of people, and experience so much. How can you be so impatient then when it takes me a little longer than you expect to handle something on my to-do list? Trust in my timing. My timing is perfect. Everyone thinks I should always rush. Yeah, I know we want it all yesterday, don't we? We live in such a quick, I want instant gratification, and I want that now. And sometimes when you look back on the last month, you think, wow, that month has gone really quick. Life does go quickly. Last year to me was a blur. 2020, I think it was the blur. I don't think any of us should add to our age, because we didn't use last year. I turned 60 2 weeks ago. I am 59, 95 and holding, because I was due to have a big party, and we're going to have it next year. So we need to be patient. Be kind. Be kind to others, for I love them just as much as I love you. Now, that's hard sometimes, isn't it? Because we have people in our lives that are not our favourite thing and wonder how can anybody love them, but they are loved. I always say, as spirit, we're perfect. As humans, we're flawed. And it's our humanness that gives us the love or the hate of people, I guess. They may not dress like you or talk like you or live the same way you do, but I still love you all. Please try to get along for my sake. I created each of you different in some way. It would be too boring if you were all identical. Please know I love all of your differences. And don't judge. I think that's one thing I love about our spiritual religion, is we really are so open to not judging. And it's a human trait. We do judge. We judge a book by its cover. But it's, I think, something every one of us every day has to keep in check. We have to stop judging, because we're not perfect. Love yourself, another hard one, I think, for a lot of us. As much as I love you, how can you not love yourself? You were created by me for one reason only, to be loved and to love in return. I am a God of love. Love me, love your neighbours, but also love yourself. It makes my heart ache when I see you so angry with yourself when things go wrong. You are very precious to me, don't ever forget. And I try and think of that when I say something about, put weight on, and my husband's like, Janine, I love you the way you are. And then he'll say something about him. I go, John, don't say that. I love you. And I think, okay, take a lesson from what he just said to you. He doesn't like it when you say something about yourself, and we're derogatory about ourselves too often. We look in the mirror and we see someone that we don't recognize sometimes, especially the older you get. Who's that old lady looking back at me? And it's like, in here, and I remember my parents saying to me, and this is for the young ones in the room, take note, they used to say to me, you never feel any older. And it's true. I still feel 25 in my head, but I look up and I go, okay, Mum and Dad, another thing you were right about that I didn't believe. Touch someone with your love rather than focus upon the thorns of life. Smell the roses and count your blessings. All the wealth in the world cannot buy you a friend, nor can it pay for the loss of one. I want to finish on some words that I wrote a few years ago. I was with my husband, we were driving home from somewhere, I don't remember where, and these words just came to mind. Now, I am in no way a poet or an author, but again, I know where these words came from. And I have used these words for myself, and I have used them, I've sent them to people who have lost someone. I put them on a plaque for someone who's lost somebody to give them. And this is what I wrote, and I truly believe Spirit was there for me. I want them to come back because I would like to actually write a few more things, so I'm going to have to do some concentrating on that. But this is what I wrote. I haven't really gone away, so please don't worry, I'm here to stay. The journey home is one we all make when it's time to knock on heaven's gate. Cherish the joys we have shared through the years, and know that my arms are around you. Wipe away your tears, and do not fear. The flame of love burns bright through the seasons. I've gone on ahead to save you a place, and to live as Spirit in love and grace. For your journey's end, I will wait in peace, knowing that love is eternal. Thank you.
That was very nice, Janine. Thank you very much. Okay. There is a prosperity basket in the back, and we thank you in advance for your donations. Our live stream viewers may visit our website at cassadaga.org and click on the donate button. We thank you in advance for your generosity. This is used for our buildings and for keeping the camp running. Okay. And I'll say a prayer for the offertory of whatever that is infinite intelligence, Spirit. We thank you for any contributions and donations that come to us today. We ask for the wisdom and the maturity to use these funds in the highest and best for the association and for all those who visit here. And amen. Amen. All right. Now I got a few announcements for you. Next Wednesday will be March the 3rd. Can't believe that. Our message bearer and our demonstration of Spirit will be with Joy Sagar. Next Sunday is March the 7th, and the speaker for this service will be the Reverend Phil DeLong. Every Sunday we have an adult lyceum, also known as Sunday School, from 9:30 a.m. to 10:15 here in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. And next Sunday, March the 7th, our Lyceum speaker will be Eileen Ballantyne. To participate in absentee healing, please print the first name and last initial of the... I'm sorry, let me say it again. Please print the first name and the first initial of the last name of a loved one or even a pet in our healing book that's located in the back there by the door. Every Thursday, a healing meditation circle is held here in this room at 11 a.m. Again, Andrew Jackson Davis Educational Building. And the healing is sent to those on that absentee healing list, as well as the names that come in from our website, or anybody calls me in the office and asks me to put the name on the list. So any healing that's needed, please get those names on the list. This, let's see, I lost my place. So all are welcome to the healing meditation circle that happens on Thursday. And the service, as well as Sunday and Lyceum and Sunday service, are all streamed through our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. At the entrance, we have our Sunday bulletin. That would be over there at the end of the bar. And our activities for the month. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here's our March activities, and you will see a little flyer that looks like this for the March Sunday services. Those are both over there. Please take them home, put them on the refrigerator, give them to a friend. All right, and we have some other announcements here. Sunday, February 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. Here in this very room will be our very own Reverend Claire Von Cott. Will be holding a workshop called You Are Psychic. And 2 to 4 is $25. Everyone is psychic, and so are you. Fine-tune your natural psychic abilities in this interactive workshop. That'll be great. If you're interested in participating in our community or becoming a member or just learning more about us, plan to attend today because it is the last Sunday of the month. We have a new member orientation, and that will begin after the message service, and it will be held in the Welcome Center at 1 p.m. And let's see, we have several others here. Stephen Weber and Catherine Plant will be presenting on Saturday, March the 6th, The Place Between Here and There. And that will be held from 2 to 4 p.m. here in this building, in this room. It's $30 per person. And is this Zoom too? Is it going to be Zoomed? No. Okay. Alright. So this is the flyer. You can pick it up here in the other room. But after surviving a near-fatal motorcycle accident and spending 3 weeks in a coma, a loving father traveled to a place he calls the place between here and there. This is an intermediary place one goes before entering heaven. In this place he learned the wisdom of the universe, the connection of souls, the continuation of consciousness, and the intercommunication between realms. So that's a little bit about what that workshop's going to be about. And then we have on, here's the date, Exploring the Wonders of the Mind. This will be Sunday, March the 7th from 2 to 4. It's $25 per person, once again held in this room. And this will be a workshop with the Reverend Diane Davis, the Reverend Jerry Moore, and Pauline Gold. They will all work together to bring that workshop to you. Now, we did have a book signing scheduled for March 7th, but that has been canceled. And because it's in your calendar, we need to mention to you that Anthony Nayagan, which was scheduled to be here signing books on March 7th, has canceled. That is a canceled thing. All right. I think I have... Our website is Cassadaga.org and also has our monthly information there as well. So you can, if anything, if you want to refresh your memory about what's coming up, go to Cassadaga.org. And at this time, we would like to thank our live stream viewers for joining us today. And we look forward to spending time with you again.